Good morning. I hope this thing's working. I ain't done this in a while through YouTube. Oh, yeah. Nope, I'm not in the car. Nope, I'm not out in the parking lot. Nope, I ain't going into work today. Um, I had a sudden attack of, well, I didn't feel well this morning. Mainly, I just didn't feel like going into work. But how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing this morning? One of the things I can't believe I'm seeing. Hang on, I gotta have this is gonna take at least a second of unbridled laughter. Hang on. Everywhere there's channels like Geeks and Gamers on it. My favorite one is I'm not very well vested in the show, but I can tell you right now it sucks. That Doctor Who, they're still trying to push it. The other day on Twitter, I saw Doctor Who RIP was trending. I can make anything trend on Twitter with a bot, you moron. Oh, yeah, and it trended for all of what, 2 seconds? Because Doctor Who is dead. And like I said, there was a couple of the guys who were openly saying Doctor Who died in 2017. They get to go to screenings. They get to rub elbows with RTD. Yeah, I bet RTD didn't say, hello, you little jackass. Wait, you just said the show was dead. Put him out of the theater. That's what I would have done because I'm an evil bastard. Yes, they are still trying to push this agenda that Doctor Who is dead, even though, let me see, the next season's already filmed and in the can. They're filming the season after that right now. It's like, guys, oh, goodness gracious. It's like me, declaring someone dead, and meanwhile they're outside tap dancing in the rain singing. You talk about the world's worst coroners. Yeah, he's planning for at least 3 or 4 more seasons. Also, the overnights were like well over 5 million. And that's, up from what it's been. But also, you got to factor in the fact that the show's back where it belongs on Saturday. And of course, everybody blamed the Chibs for that. I keep saying, no, it was some brilliant idiot in scheduling who said, maybe we could do better if we could go to this day. And I keep telling people, but these guys just don't want to listen. They're still on this Jody killed the show bandwagon. They've been beating that drum now for years. Meanwhile, the show's still going on. Jesus H. Jones. Yeah, they've been on the slide since Matt Smith took over. And also you have to factor in that not long into the Matt Smith, era, streaming television started hitting more and more as we went through the years. And up until I think it was a couple of years ago, the BARB and all that didn't even count that, streaming figures. It wasn't until they updated the policies and all that. So, and remember, that's 5 point something million before, we get to the end of the week, which is when the consolidateds are done and the official rating will be in. And I could easily see this thing hitting 7 or 8 million by the time that's done. And I died laughing because some of you may have saw that guy in the comments trying to say that the whole thing about the Queen's funeral not doing as well as Jodie Whittaker's specials was debunked. And then I had to sit there and run the numbers again. No, it wasn't, you dumb jackass. Because, and I'll repeat this here, the Queen's funeral on BBC One scored a consolidated rating of 4.44 million. And if I remember right, the lowest rated episode of Flux was like, I think 4.74. It was like 4 points. So, or 4. Still, don't try to sit there and tell me it's not true when I can show you the numbers. It's called ratings have been down across the BBC in general. And that's mainly because, yeah, it'll be up further than that because when you get the +7s, that's the consolidated rating, and that's what becomes official. But yeah, they've been, like Geeks and Gamers, all these other channels that have been out of nowhere are trying to hop on them. Maybe if we hate this bandwagon, we'll get a few thousand more views. And it just amazes the crap out of me. Sorry, it's just, it's a little bit chilly in here. I got my slippers on and everything. I should have thrown on my bathrobe. Oh, well. Yeah, I think it'll hit 7 or 8 by Saturday easily. And it was going to happen because they needed to go back to Saturdays. Also, when something new comes on, the ratings do shoot up. Plus, we have to put in the Tennant factor, and the Tennant and Tate factor is what I mean, because, everybody's been wanting to see a resolution for that situation. Me, I did not like the resolution for that situation. Go have a daughter and you can just shake off a case of the Time Lord. I'm like, that I did not agree with. That was another MacGuffin, RTD MacGuffin. They could have easily done 3 episodes just based off how can we save Donna's life. But like I said, I'm enjoying what I've been seeing so far. But like I said, that's just how my brain noggin works. It just, yeah, like I said, I don't even know what the obsession with the pronoun thing is anyway. Why should you care what people you don't know say about you? The people who care for you are the ones that matter. And usually if I care for somebody, I refer them by name. So I don't know what the obsession over pronouns is anyway. Because my friends, we generally refer to each other by name. So I don't even go into that thing. Besides, time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. And the show's still here. Show's still being made. Yet you've still got these jackasses out there saying it's dead. I like, dude, if this show is dead and it's still doing what it's doing now, and it died in 2017, Romero must have been involved. Because it is the liveliest frickin' zombie I have ever seen. I'm not kidding. It's up there dancing on the stage with the creature in Young Frankenstein. Okay, it is. Well, I think what it is these guys have painted themselves into a corner. Yeah, okay. I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah, Rosalind Carter passed away. She was I believe she was into her 90s. And Jimmy Carter, like I said, he's one of those presidents that, has been underrated. This guy is out there in his 90s still helping build houses for Habitat for Humanity and stuff like that. He is not out there paying, he's out there helping build the houses. How many ex-presidents can you say that? And sadly, yeah, his wife passed away. We've had all the flags at half-mast here about it. And like I said, it's just, I didn't want to much bring it up because... Well, the thing is, that's what I die laughing. A lot of these programs, I'm not a big fan of the show, but here's my take on it. After these last few years with the female doctor, and of course, like I said, you've had these people trying to shovel under Jody. Meanwhile, she's out there scoring work hand over fist. Yeah, for such an evilly bad performance, her career is sure taken off. Ugh. Yes, he is a very rare breed. I agree with you. Jimmy Carter is. Uh, um, and Ronald Reagan was the devil. Sorry, that's just something left over from Boondocks. Uh, I know it's just amazing how they're declaring the show dead. It's like that's like me, you know. Oh goodness gracious! I don't even want to give any more examples. I don't want to sound evil. Baby Groot, what? Did you know the show was dead? It was. Well, the thing is, what's happening in reality is the same thing that was happening in Jodie's era. The show still went on. The show still did pretty well. Like I said, the centenary special was better than just about every special beforehand. Well, like I said, almost every. So, but I'm just saying it beat the crap out of Dump of the Doctor. As far as I'm concerned, it was a far better anniversary special. You know, even though it was for the centenary of the BBC itself, and they just can't accept the fact that you know I can't remember what all. Like I said, dude, Ronald Reagan was president when I was like 10 years old. Okay, I don't remember any of that. But no, I died laughing because the Boondocks it did say something that I never put together. Was it Ronald Wilson Reagan? He had 6 letters in each of his names. Dun dun dun. No. But why are we talking about Ronald Reagan? Sadly, the Gipper. Ugh, that man was a character in himself. All I can say is this: Rosalind Carter, unlike some of our, recent presidents' wife, was not in dirty movies and taking naked pictures. And we all know who I'm talking about. But okay, want to see a picture of our first lady from a few years ago? Here's her spread. Oh goodness gracious! Uh, so I'll quote a few lines there, yeah, from movies. I said, no, before Biden. Okay, but like I said, it's just no, RTD cannot take the Doctor Who series to another network. Um, remember, even though no Disney has the rights to stream the show, they have no rights over the show itself. When you look at how much money Doctor Who has made for the BBC in the past few years, sorry, it's just my allergies are bugging me this morning. Just Doctor Who by itself. Um, it's literally, I think Doctor Who is one of the reasons the BBC still exists. Okay, it's just no, they're off in their own room, Lady G and Oreo. And what gets me is how many times have we seen some of these hacks saying we need to go back to the golden age of Doctor Who and RTD recreated it in his grand image. And it's like, I don't think they realize that RTD is gay. And a lot of the stuff Moffat and Chibnall did later was stuff that RTD had already done on screen. But I'm just dying laughing. Yeah, I could easily see the consolidated being around 8 million. And because Jodie Whittaker's first season was 7.92 or something like that on average. And then, of course, you had your drop off afterward and all that. Yep. Yeah, talk to Rachel Tolle just for a minute or two. She's an amazing person, and when you look back on her resume, between not only Doctor Who, but she directed a lot of episodes in the Arrowverse between, I think it was Arrow, Flash, and stuff like that. Movies like Tank Girl, which I think was underappreciated, by the way. I still like watching Tank Girl every now and then. I believe that was Lori Petty, Naomi Watts, just to name, two of the actors offhand. And it just freaks me out because, oh, by the way, I think Capaldi's episode, Heaven Sent, got voted as like the best episode in 60 years, but really who all voted on that? But for one, I do love that episode, so don't get me wrong, but how many have actually seen every episode going back to the beginning? Especially when a lot of them are missing. Well, Roddenberry and all that, and Lucas and all that, they have their own genres. Doctor's always been sci-fi fantasy. To me, Star Wars falls under sci-fi, like fantasy opera, space opera, and Star Trek was good science fiction in itself, also. But well, like I said, I enjoyed the episode. Best one ever, I don't know, but I'm just glad Capaldi's getting some credit, though. Just based off some of his performances alone, how the hell was Capaldi not walking away with a BAFTA? Yeah, that's another thing. Thanks, Fraser. There's this rumor people are trying to circulate, and it is 159.73% false. False. That Disney told the BBC that the new Doctor had to be black. Wrong answer. That was RTD. Exactly. It had nothing to do with Disney. As I said, Disney has the rights to stream the program. They sent advisors to sit in on script readings or hearings and all that, or writing rooms, but they have no power. The show is still firmly in hands of the BBC. They will never give up that cash cow. I'm not kidding. Go look up. I can't remember the exact figure because I don't want to misquote just how much money Doctor Who has made for the BBC since its return. Yet they have no say, nothing. Yada, yada, not a damn thing. And how the show is run, how the show is cast. Okay. Because, people we're getting panicky and all that. Doctor Who is joining the Pandaverse. Yeah, if you follow the definitions of what the so-called woke agenda is, then Doctor Who was on the woke agenda before the woke agenda was even born. And I keep telling people this. I said, this show has gotten far too woke in its casting, directing, and all. Oh, you mean the show that started out with a Canadian came up with the concept? He brought on the first female producer in BBC history. The director of the first episode was not only non-English, if I remember right, he's of Indian descent and he's gay. And that's back in 1963. 63, folks. If it hadn't been for this so-called woke plague that somehow struck before this major woke plague they're all claiming, this show wouldn't exist. I still can't. I still can't get the whole woke thing, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I think there are people out there who tend to go a little crazy with things, but it's just craziness. Your TV shows are trying to convince you that, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Only you can make that decision what you're going to do. It's just back, remember when Dungeons and Dragons was telling kids to go stab their parents or something like that, or it was making them go worship the devil Beelzebub. I remember when people throwing a fit over Call of Cthulhu, and it's like, guys, what? They're calling on demons of the nether region and blah blah. I think my ma tried to bring that something like that, and I was like, Ma, what? Cthulhu is made up. Yog Sothoth, the whole 9 yards, was created by a guy named Lovecraft. There are no such demons. It's made up. That's like saying Randall Flagg from the Stephen King universe is trying to, influence my soul. It's not going to work. Oh, well. Yeah, I've been listening to the compiled works of H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah, he was a racist bastard, but he was a good writer. That's one of the reasons I turned off the Lovecraftian invasion. It was a Big Finish thing. Like every 5 minutes into the beginning of the story, they had to mention Lovecraft was a racist. And I'm like, guys, we got the point the first 3 times you announced it. And anyone who's gone into the man's history would know this already. So just the fact that he did create this fictional, pantheon of demons and all that is stuck. Oreo watches TV. He does not hump it. Ugh. Here's the thing. The day they actually show Davros not in the support chair and it's post all that, then I'll worry about it. But it's not going to destroy my universe, okay? I'm not going to yank out what's left of my hair and run screaming for the, run screaming for the exit and bang my head into brick walls. Well, the thing is, the people are having a fit over is he's saying that's the way it's going to be from now on, and there's not even going to be an explanation for it other than and it's like, I have never heard this stereotype that people think that disabled people are evil because of various movie roles. That's a whole brand new one to me. I have never heard that even mentioned in my lifetime. Evil people are people in wheelchairs because of this, that, and this. I'm like, they are? I am way behind on my Big Finish, okay? It's just, I'm way, way behind. So, the Diary of Liver Dawn got silly and ridiculous after a while. It's like she's going to go hoppity hop with every single doctor and somehow they won't remember because of this nifty trick, yada, yada, bang, bang. And it's like, there's just some themes they overplay. It's just, oh, I forgot. Ads inserted. Ugh. Sorry about the ads. Yeah, it's going to happen. Am I back on yet? Okay. That's the one thing I can't stand is the fact they're inserting the ads in the live stream. It's the YouTube's way of making money off you. Yeah, it is like, why is there ad? I got to find the button to switch that off because it gets annoying. Oh, I got a super chat. I'm like, hey, thank you. I can take all those, you can give. Thank you very much for that. Because I rarely see them and I do appreciate them because every little bit does help. So once again, folks, and I'm glad you got that in because I do got to wrap this up. Yeah, I'm just playing hooky today. I was like, I've got this day scheduled. So it'll be this week scheduled 6 days, and next week scheduled 6 days in a row. So, and also I just woke up. When I wake up feeling the way I did this morning, even though I felt like I slept like a rock. But there's some days when I just go, no, I ain't doing this. Yeah, Wild Blue Yonder. I'm going to try to figure out a time for the Omega Files. We're going to try to do it this Saturday. And I want to make sure everybody has time to watch Wild Blue Yonder because we're going to do Star Beast and Wild Blue Yonder, to make up for it. Because we were at Chicago TARDIS last weekend. We didn't get back in, until well after it aired. And it's like, after walking around all the day and then all that morning and then the 5-hour drive home, it's just really knocks you out. So take care, everybody. I'm going to get running. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, the mind is like a parachute. It works best when it's open. Thank you very much. See you on the flip side, kids.